Hello everyone, welcome back to Benjamight Gaming for more Mass Effect playthrough. And man, did you guys show up massively to help support that first video. Thank you so much, that got me even more excited for this playthrough. So we are playing as a character by the name of John Shepard. He flies on this ship here known as the Normandy. I don't know if that's going to be our ship for like the whole playthrough, but that's where we're starting out. So there was a previous race known as the Protheans that apparently had some pretty advanced technology, and somehow they wiped themselves out. Now all these other races are like coming across some of their technology and being able to use that to then leap forward in their own forms of technology, which brought us to this specific planet because they found a beacon. Now we showed up to go down there to pick up the beacon, and wouldn't you know it, something went wrong. A character by the name of Saren shot down one of our comrades and basically didn't steal the beacon, but somehow like activated it, got something from it, and we ourselves, through a series of events, ended up doing the same thing by accident. And it was like we had this flashback or this vision of sorts. I couldn't quite tell what it was we were seeing, but clearly it got Shepard worked up a little bit, and he's like, I don't think this is good. Now, unfortunately, in this entire scenario, the human race is kind of like at the bottom of the food chain, you could say. We're trying to work our way up in the council with all these other races. Bringing this beacon to them was supposed to be one of our ways to show we can contribute. But because we kind of in part were the reason that it got broken, we are now on our way to the council to try to explain what happened, and also to rat out Saren. So hopefully that goes well, but apparently he is a Spectre, which is almost like a free license to kill, it sounds like. So we're going to also try to convince the council that they need to remove that status from him. So we'll see how this goes. If by some chance this is your first time finding my channel, welcome. Hope you have a fantastic time. And if you do a really good time, it sure does help me out if you think about smacking that subscribe button for me. All right, without any further delay, let's go reach the council, talk to them, and see if we can perhaps sway them to seeing our side of the story. Welcome back, everybody. Oh, here we are for some more Mass Effect. Oh, nobody's here. Anything I can gather while I'm in here? Got some interesting looking purple vials. Surely those are not going to be an issue, right? If I just take a thing or two of those. All right, well, I hope you guys are all doing well. My goodness, I'm so excited for this playthrough, and to see the excitement you guys have for this playthrough just got me even more pumped for it. So thank you so much for that. I appreciate the love and support. It really means a lot. Okay, replenish metagel. Codex. Okay, yeah, let's see what we got on our codex at the moment. Okay, let's check the journal first. Find the beacon. Okay, yeah, speak to Joker. That was the next thing we needed to go do. Assignments. None. Thank you. I got a whole slew of non-spoiler tips and tricks from the first video. Super helpful. One of them was the reason, actually it wasn't here, it was for the codex. One reason I was able to get to the secondary tab is because I had something selected in the primary. So, backing out of that would then open this up. So thank you for that. Had a lot of tips come in about how the dialogue works, the wheel, left side, right side. Also about, top and bottom versus being more of a charm focused person or more of an aggressive, intimidating kind of person. So it was kind of cool. Apparently, if you lean one way or the other, it can really start to open up some dialogue. Since I've kind of already started leaning into the charm side, I'll probably push into that. Not to say there might not be a moment I still punch a person or two, but we'll see. Okay, so we got a couple here. Citadel and Galactic Government. This should be interesting.
The Citadel is an ancient deep space station, presumably constructed by the Protheans. Since the Prothean extinction, numerous species have come to call the Citadel home. It serves as the political, cultural, and financial capital of the galactic community. To represent their interests, most species maintain embassies on the Presidium, the Citadel's inner ring. The Citadel Tower in the center of the Presidium holds the Citadel Council Chambers. Council affairs often have far-reaching effects on the rest of the galactic community. 5 arms, known as the wards, extend from the Presidium.
It must be these.
Their inner surfaces have been built into cities, populated by millions of inhabitants from across the galaxy. The Citadel is virtually indestructible. If attacked, the station can close its arms to form a solid, impregnable shell.
Whoa!
As long as the station has existed, an enigmatic race called the Keepers has maintained it.
That's interesting. I wonder if we will see some form of an attack take place against this at some point. The fact that they bring this up is very fascinating. Oh, and I just looked over here a second ago. I've moved myself not in the corner, top or bottom, but more in the middle. When I was editing, I realized that I was covering like some of the weapon feedback, like my overheat thing. So we're going to try here. As long as I'm not covering people's faces who are talking and stuff, I'll probably stay here. If it starts to look like I'm going to cover people again, I'd rather cover the gun info in the bottom. So hopefully this is going to work a little bit better. Be a nice in-between. Weapons, armor, and equipment.
Combat hard suits.
Yeah, that one we know. Here we go, Metagel.
Metagel is a common medicinal salve used by paramedics, EMTs, and military personnel. It combines several useful applications: a local anesthetic, disinfectant, and clotting agent all in one.
Wow.
Once applied, the gel is designed to grip tight to flesh until subjected to a frequency of ultrasound. It is sealable against liquids, most notably blood, as well as contaminants and gases. The gel is a genetically engineered bioplasm created by the CERTA Foundation, a medical technology megacorp based on Earth. Technically, Metagel violates council laws against genetic engineering, but to date, it has proved far too useful to ban.
Wow, so it's actually against their laws? It's considered genetic engineering? That's interesting. Okay. Anything under here? We got one. Right there. Although the Citadel is equipped with Mass Effect generating Element 0 cores, most of the gravity on the station is generated by the centrifuge force of rotation. Look at that, it's actually got stats. It weighs 7.11 billion metric tons. 13.2 million, not including the keepers. So I wonder who the keepers are. I know they said the keepers are who maintained it. I assumed it was just a group of workers, but the fact that they're excluded, do you think they're like androids or something? I wonder. Very cool. Oh, look at this. It's almost similar to Earth. I like that they put it in like relation to Earth. Well, I love the world building that they have put together for this game. I mean, it's like everything's been thought through really well. I like it.
Hey, Commander. I'm glad you're okay, Commander. The crew could use some good news after what happened to Jenkins.
He'll be missed. Soldiers die. That's really cold. I should go. He'll be missed.
Jenkins was a valuable part of this crew.
Part of me feels guilty over what happened. If Jenkins was still alive, I might not be here.
You earned it. That's funny. The timing of this one just seems kind of funny. It's like, well, you earned it. We killed him and you earned his spot.
You're a good soldier, Williams. You belong on the Normandy.
Thanks, Commander. I appreciate that.
How you holding up?
Things were pretty rough down there. Are you okay?
I've seen friends die before. Comes with being a Marine. But to see my whole unit wiped out, and you never get used to seeing dead civilians. But things would have been a lot worse if you hadn't shown up.
Not to mention, they were like speared through the back. That dude was still alive when that thing went shooting right up through his back like that. That was just, oh, that's terrible. You helped. The mission failed. I should go. My goodness. You could just be like, screw this. I'm out of here. You helped.
We couldn't have done it without you, Williams.
Thanks, Commander. I have to admit, I was a little worried about being assigned to the Normandy. It's nice when someone makes you feel welcome.
Glad to have you.
I think you're gonna fit in here just fine, Williams.
Thanks, Commander.
That's cool. Yeah, there was the Paragon +2. So Paragon, I think I was told, is like the nice, the nice side. And then Renegade? I think it was Renegade, which I think that's what popped up when I punched that one guy. So I guess that would make sense. Okay, well, let's see if we can talk to these other people before I venture up there. I kind of want to see what else is around here. Wow, check that out. That's a cool looking lamp. Could I interact with this? What we got here? Oh, this is the captain.
Go speak to Joker when you're ready. Tell him to bring the Normandy into dock.
Oh, okay. So you don't want to talk? Is that what you're trying to say? Is that your polite way of saying buzz off? All right, all right. I can take a hint.
Glad to see you're okay, Commander.
Thanks. So, do you just stand here like an android? I mean, my goodness. Poor doctor. She's not even like in the doctor's room. Why she got to stand out here?
Yes, Commander? Is there something you need?
Personal questions.
How did you end up serving on an Alliance ship?
I enlisted right out of med school. Earth always seemed boring to me. Too safe, too secure. I figured the colonies were teeming with exotic adventure. I wanted to travel the stars, tending the wounds of tough soldiers with piercing eyes and sensitive souls. Turns out military life isn't quite as romantic as I'd imagined. But humanity needs the Alliance if we want to keep expanding through the Traverse, and the Alliance always needs good doctors. So I stayed on to do my part.
Any regrets?
Ever think you made the wrong choice?
Sometimes I think about opening a private practice back on Earth, or maybe taking a position at one of the new med centers out in the colonies. But there's something special about working on soldiers. If I left the Alliance now, I'd feel like I was abandoning them.
Yeah, soldiers are probably a little tougher too. Like, she probably gets away with things that she wouldn't be able to if she started working on just regular civilians. Okay, Captain Anderson.
What do you know about Captain Anderson?
I've served with him for a few tours now. He knows when to let things slide and when to crack the whip. The crew knows he's seen pretty much anything they'll ever run into. And he cares about the people under his command.
Caden.
How well do you know the lieutenant?
I'd never worked with him before this mission. But he has an impressive service record, over a dozen special commendations. Tends to keep to himself, though. Maybe because of the headaches. It's not easy being an L2.
What's an L2?
What does that have to do with it?
Well, most biotics now use the L3 implants. Lieutenant Alenko was wired with the old L2 configuration. Sometimes there are complications.
Complications?
What kind of complications?
Severe mental disabilities, insanity, crippling physical pain.
Dang.
There's a long list of horrific side effects. Caden's lucky. He just gets migraines.
Wow, so he's actually had something like surgically implanted. That's interesting. I thought it was just some stat. Goodbye.
I should go.
Goodbye, Commander.
Ooh, we got something in the codex. Yeah, I'm kind of curious to see if it talks a little bit about that. Technology. Biotics manipulate mass effect fields using dozens of element zero nodules within their nervous system that react to electric stimuli from the brain. Amplifiers allow biotics. Oh, and this does remind me. Someone did tell me, and I think I saw this during editing. I was like, what happened there? So if I go to use one of my groups or teammates' abilities, it will happen from the location that I'm at. So like when I cast his shield, it suddenly just popped up like partially through that wall I was standing next to. I think that's where it was. It's because that's where I was aiming. So if I go to use that ability, and I'm going to try it out in this video just so I can see it actually work the way it's supposed to, where I'm aiming is where he or she will send that ability. So thank you so much for that tip. That's super helpful. Amplifiers allow biotics to synchronize the nodules so they can form fields large and strong enough for practical use. Amplifiers can improve a specific discipline or talent. An implant is a surgically embedded interface port into which amps are plugged in. On humans, the implant is usually placed at the base of the skull for convenient access. Oh, yeah, that sounds delightful. Though the user must be careful to keep it free of contaminants. Maybe I should allow him to put his helmet back on. Implant ports can fit a variety of amps, and there is a growing market for modifications and add-ons. Finest quality implants and amps are manufactured by artisans, but the Alliance L3 implants, first deployed in 2170, are a significant step forward. I wonder how hard it is to like swap an L2 to an L3. Must not be too easy, or he possibly would have probably gone for it already, right?
The ability of rare individuals to manipulate dark energy and create mass effect fields through the use of electrical impulses from the brain. Intense training and surgically implanted amplifiers are necessary for a biotic to produce mass effect fields powerful enough for practical use. The relative strength of biotic abilities varies greatly among species and with each individual. There are 3 branches of biotics. Telekinesis uses mass-lowering fields to levitate or impel objects. Mass-raising kinetic fields are used to block or pin objects. Spatial distortion uses rapidly shifting mass fields to shred objects. Most organic species are capable of developing biotic abilities, though there are risks involved. Biotics are the result of an in utero exposure to element 0. This usually causes fatal cancers in the victim, but in rare cases, it coalesces into nodules within the fetus's developing nervous system.
So this is why he has that, like, I noticed one of his abilities was to, like, lift and throw. And I was like, well, why would I command, well, like, why is that a special ability? Was kind of my thought. I was like, I can throw a grenade, but my guess is this is more specific. Like, maybe I can, I don't know, target an enemy or target an object, and he can literally throw that. Now, where he'll throw it, I don't really know yet, but I'm guessing that's why that's for. Okay. Very cool. All right, so Joker's up there. I assume he's up there. Let's go take a look upstairs first, shall we? Assuming it'll let me. Door controls. Oh, at first I thought it wasn't going to let me. Oh, no, this is where he's at. This is the upstairs area. Can't talk with you. Oh, there's something in here. Comlink. I got another codex. Let's check it out, shall we? Maybe. Nope, it's here. Communications. Real-time communication is possible thanks to networks of expensive mass relay comm buoys that can daisy chain a transmission via lasers. That sounds pretty cool. Comm buoys are maintained in patterns built outward from each mass relay. The buoys are little more than a cluster of primitive miniature mass relays. Each individual buoy is connected to a partner on another buoy in the network, forming a corridor of low mass space. Tight beams communication lasers are piped through these tubes of FTL space, allowing virtually instantaneous communication to anywhere on the network. The networks connect across regions by communication lasers through the mass relays. With this system, the only communications delay is the light lag between the source or destination in the closest buoy. So long as all parties remain within a light second or 150,000 kilometers of a buoy, seamless real-time communications are possible. Since buoys are maintained in all traveled areas, most enjoy unlimited instant communications. Man, wouldn't this be nice? I mean, we got some pretty instant communication here, but that's substantial. Ships only suffer communication lag when operating off established deep space routes around uninhabited outer system gas giants and other unsettled areas. During wartime, comm buoy networks are the first targets of attack. Well, that totally makes sense. Once the network is severed, it can take anywhere from weeks to years to get a message out of a contested system. In systems where a buoy network has not yet been built or has been destroyed, rapid communication means ferrying information through high-speed courier ships and unnamed data drones. Yeah, that's basically the version of a snail mail at this point. When you have light speed traveling technology for messages and then you suddenly have to use a ship. Yeah. I could see where one would not want to use the other. Okay, well, I guess we're heading towards Joker now. Who's this guy? Presley.
I'm glad you're okay, Commander. Losing Jenkins was hard enough on the crew.
Yeah, we didn't really get to know the guy very much, that's for sure. Nav manual. Oh. What's the nav manual? Okay, here we go. Military jargon. Ashore. When a ship's crew leaves the vessel, they are ashore. Though normally used regarding planets, it can refer to boarding a space station. Away. When a ship releases the equipment tethered it to a space station or surface dock, it is away. Aye aye. Okay, this one I think I'm gonna just kind of skim through. CIC Combat Information Center. DC is damage control, that makes sense. EMC, electric countermeasures. Oh, interesting. Extravehicular activity. Most of these are making sense. F&G, freaking new guys. I like that. Okay, shore party, silent running, sit rep. Okay, that's kind of cool that they actually have that. It feels so thought out. But somebody could be like, well, I don't know what that means. And then they can run over here and... Oh, okay. That makes sense. All right, Jugger.
Good timing, Commander. I was just about to bring us into the Citadel. See that taxpayer money at work.
Well, we didn't exactly build it, from what I understand. Oh, we about to blast off to it. I still think that thing is super cool. Literally shot us like some kind of a bullet out of a gun. Whoa. Okay, that was really cool how they revealed that. It does look like it's just protruding right out of something, doesn't it?
Of that ship.
The Ascension, flagship of the Citadel fleet.
Well, size isn't everything.
Why so touchy, Joker?
I'm just saying you need firepower, too.
Look at that monster. Its main gun could rip through the barriers on any ship in the Alliance fleet.
Good thing it's on our side, then.
Citadel Control, this is SSV Normandy, requesting permission to land.
Stand by for clearance, Normandy. Clearance granted. You may begin your approach. Transferring you to an Alliance operator.
Roger, Alliance Tower. Normandy out.
That is so cool.
Normandy, this is Alliance Tower. Please proceed to Dock 422.
Yeah, the defense capabilities, I think, are the real highlight of this place. The fact that it can, like, close up and not be penetrated. It's kind of a cool concept. Man, that ship look good. It may not be some huge flagship station, but it look good. Oh, okay, yeah, that's pretty cool.
This is an outrage! The Council would step in if the Geth attacked a Turian colony?
The Turians don't found colonies on the borders of the Terminus systems, Ambassador.
Humanity was well aware of the risks when you went into the Traverse.
What about Saren? You can't just ignore a rogue Spectre. I demand action!
You don't get to make demands of the Council, Ambassador.
Citadel Security is investigating your charges against Saren. We will discuss the CSEC findings at the hearing, not before.
Captain Anderson, I see you brought half your crew with you.
Just the ground team from Eden Prime, in case you had any questions.
I have the mission reports. I assume they're accurate?
They are. Sounds like you convinced the Council to give us an audience.
They were not happy about it. Saren's their top agent. They don't like him being accused of treason.
He's dangerous. It's the truth. They're blind. I'm going to say it's the truth.
Saren's a threat to every human colony out there. If they don't stop him, I will.
Settle down, Commander. You've already done more than enough to jeopardize your candidacy for the Spectres. The mission on Eden Prime was a chance to prove you could get the job done. Instead, Nihilus ended up dead and the beacon was destroyed.
Oh, that
Saren's
sucks.
fault, not his.
Yeah.
Then we better hope the CSEC investigation turns up evidence to support our accusations. Otherwise, the Council might use this as an excuse to keep you out of the Spectres.
Mm-hmm.
Come with me, Captain. I want to go over a few things before the hearing. Shepard, you and the others can meet us at the Citadel Tower, top level. I'll make sure you have clearance to get in.
And that's why I hate politicians.
Important locations are marked on the map. Press M to access. Okay. Let's take a look here. Okay, wow. Wow, we got quite a few little places we can go here. There's the office. BSEC headquarters, embassy lounge, transition, okay. Emporium, the bank? I wonder what I can do with the bank. I guess I do have like a form of currency with the points of interest. Avena? Interesting. Follow the pulsing arrow on your radar to the... Oh, okay, that's kind of cool. We did get another entry here. Yeah, here we go.
The Citadel is an ancient deep
Not
space.
that one.
The Council is an executive committee composed of representatives from the Asari Republics, the Turian Hierarchy, and the Solarian Union. Though they have no official power over the independent governments of other species, the Council's decisions carry great weight throughout the galaxy. No single Council race is strong enough to defy the other two, and all have a vested interest in compromise and cooperation.
So that's why we're trying to get a human on there.
It has general characteristics associated with the various aspects of governing the galaxy. The Asari are typically seen as diplomats and mediators. The Solarians gather intelligence and information. The Turians provide the bulk of the military and peacekeeping forces. Any species granted an embassy on the Citadel is considered an associate member, bound by the accords of the Citadel Conventions. Associate members may bring issues to the attention of the Council, though they have no input on the decision. The Human Systems Alliance became an associate member of the Citadel in 2165.
Okay. But yeah, we don't have a seat on the Council, it sounds like. So that's what maybe we're trying to do ultimately. We're kind of hoping that this beacon might help us accomplish, if I'm understanding things correctly. But yeah, we look bad. We got the one guy killed, or it looks like we got the one guy killed, and it looks like we broke the beacon when we, didn't do either of those. Go to the tower. Okay. Well, let's explore this place a bit, shall we? If we can. What does that say? Easy decryption. Here we go. Oh boy. Oh, yes. Oh, Alliance Patrol Report. Captain Hendrickson reported some unusual energy readings during a patrol of the Argos Rho cluster. She had particular concerns about the Hydra system, but was recalled before her team could investigate further. No patrols are scheduled for that sector. Do we want to send in a recon team? Ooh. Could be important.
I can't tell the aliens from the animals.
Big place.
I agree. All right. Take a look around, shall we? What we got over here?
I understand what you're saying, but these allegations are very serious. I can't just... This is serious. My reputation is at stake. I spoke with the consort in confidence, and her alone, and she betrayed that confidence. All right. I will look into it for you.
These things are weird.
Do not do anything rash.
These things are crazy looking. You did the tiny guy. Okay.
Pleased greeting. Human, it is always good to see your kind. I am Ambassador Kalen. Genuine query. Is there something I can do for you this day?
Maybe. Your speech.
Why do you explain what you're about to say?
Our people communicate less through words and more through scent and slight movements. Plainly, we discovered our vocal expression was not enough to convey the feelings of our conversations to other species.
Why do you bother, Kalen? These Earth Clan don't really care about our ways.
Remorseful response, Din.
Remorseful response.
I don't truly believe that. And if you do, I am very sorry for you.
That's kind of fun. Elcor.
Tell me more about your species.
Genuine enthusiasm.
I love it.
In telling the history of my people. It is agreeable to share our culture with others.
History.
Tell me about the history and origins of the Elcor.
The Elcor were just beginning to explore Council space when the Asari first made contact with us. With their help, we discovered the relay closest to our system, and from there the Citadel. Proudly, within one lifetime we established a regular route to the Citadel, and quickly became one of the more active species living on this great station.
Culture.
I'd like to know more about the culture of the Elcor.
Frankly, we Elcor prefer the safety and familiarity of our own colonies to the confines of space travel. Our society is built on small, tight-knit groups. Though we are always welcoming to outsiders, our government tends to be very stable. Our people are not very comfortable with sudden changes.
I mean, they're big and kind of an intimidating looking species, but apparently pretty, that's what I'm looking for. I don't know if, settle is the right word, but very cool. Okay, Ambassador.
What do you do here?
Modestly, I work to bring the problems and the requests of the L-Corps groups to the attention of the Council.
Ha! They only give us these positions to keep us quiet. The Council doesn't care about our races.
Chastising rebuke. Your tone is inappropriate, Din. This human is not to blame for your malcontent or your misconceived suspicions.
I love that they have to specify at the beginning, because their speech is very monotone. So the fact that they put those at the beginning is to put their expression behind what you're about to hear. I think that is so awesome. Wow. Okay, I think I did everything. Yeah.
Goodbye, Ambassador.
Sincere farewell. Good day to you, human. Enjoy your time on the Citadel.
See, can we talk to this guy too?
EarthClan, you are in the wrong place, I think. Your ambassador is next door in the large office.
Chastising remark. Don't be so rude, Dan.
You tell him.
At least introduce yourself.
I am Din Korlak, Volus ambassador. Is there something I can do for you, EarthClan?
He don't care much for us, does he? Why so cranky?
You seem to have a bit of a chip on your shoulder, Din.
You humans are new to the Citadel, and yet the Council has granted you great favor.
Chastising rebuke, Din. Your species has always been granted many concessions. Volus territory has expanded tenfold since coming to the Citadel.
Details. We still have no real say in the decisions that affect Citadel space.
That's interesting. Okay, embassy.
What is this place?
You are in the embassy for the Volus and the L-Corps.
Your ambassador is next door, in his own office.
In this shared space, I aid my fellow Volus when I'm not being interrupted.
Volus.
I'd like to know more about the Volus.
I'm sure our history and culture would bore you, EarthClan.
History?
Actually, I would like to know more about your history.
My people came to the Citadel shortly after the Asarian Solarians had discovered it. We were instrumental in establishing a standardized galactic economy. However, despite our long association with the Citadel and our many contributions to galactic society, we still do not hold a seat on the Council.
It makes me feel better. I don't think we hold one yet either.
Tell me about Volus culture.
We are tribal by nature, but our ways are not violent. We barter and trade our lands and tribe members in order to increase status. Larger tribes often engulf smaller ones and eventually split again. Our society is very malleable, and our government is always shifting and changing. Since we're not physically adept, we trade our services for protection.
So these guys are almost like the opposite of the big guys we were just talking about, where they like don't try to change much. That's interesting. Ambassador.
What is it you do here?
I look out for the best interests of the Volus people. No easy task considering how often we are overlooked by the Council.
Chastising rebuke, Dan. The Council favors your species greatly.
You are naive. The EarthClan will be invited to the Council long before our species will.
Council admittance?
Why aren't the Volus or L-Corps part of the Council?
All species must prove themselves before they join the Council. All but the EarthClans, it would seem.
Oh my.
Dismissive. Ignore the Volus ambassador, human. He is incorrect in his assessment.
Really? How long have we been waiting? How long do you think we'll continue to wait? Bah, this talk is wasted on the humans.
I should go.
Goodbye, Ambassador.
Yes, yes. Good day, Earth Clan.
This guy really is not happy about how quickly we are moving up the ranks versus him. Looking at the papers down there. Yo, what are you? Are you one of the, what were they calling him again? The keepers? Oh, he actually looks like he's working or something. Huh.
Hello there, human. Sincere apology, but I am here on business and cannot be distracted right now.
What's wrong?
You seem distressed. Is there something I can do to help?
Alarmed response. You overheard that, did you? This is all going so wrong, and it is the Asari consort's fault. She's the one who started all this.
Consort?
Who's this Asari consort?
Curious, you have not heard. You must be new to the Citadel. Everyone knows Sha'ira, the consort.
Sha'ira.
I cannot speak more about this problem. It is too sensitive. Suffice it to say, she has compromised my authority as a diplomat.
Oh, where is she?
Where can I find this Asari consort?
She is across the bridge from here. Her offices are easy enough to spot. Good day, human.
Oh, poor guy. Across the bridge. This place is enormous. Look at that. Got like ships flying around and everything. It's over there somewhere, huh? Wow. Beautiful. My goodness. Huh. Oh. Sorry, kid. Alright. I guess we need to go down now. Oh, we did get some codex entries. Maybe I should do those before I forget. So did we get a new unusual readings? Investigate system. Okay. So it'll expose Saren. Oh yeah, that's what we're supposed to be doing. I'm distracted at the moment. Y'all can just chill out.
The Elcor are a Citadel species native to the high-gravity world Dakuna. They are massive creatures, standing on 4 muscular legs for increased stability. Elcor move slowly, an evolved response to an environment where a fall can be lethal. This has colored their psychology, making them deliberate and conservative. Elcor speech is ponderous and monotone. Among themselves, scent, slight movements, and sub-vocalized infrasound convey shades of meaning that make a human smile seem as subtle as a fireworks display. Since their subtlety can lead to misunderstandings with other species, the Elcor often go out of their way to clarify when they are being sarcastic, amused, or angry. Dakuna's high gravity impedes mountain formation. Most of the world consists of flat, open plains, which prehistoric Elcor wandered across in small family bands. Modern Elcor still prefer open sky, and can become restless and uncomfortable on long starship journeys.
That is so cool. The concept behind this. Whoever created this race for this game, that's kind of brilliant. I think that's super cool. All right, the Volus.
The Volus are a member species of the Citadel with their own embassy, but they are also a client race of the Turians. Centuries ago, they were voluntarily absorbed into the hierarchy, effectively trading their mercantile prowess for Turian military protection. Erun, their homeworld, lies far beyond the normal life zone of its star. However, the world has a high-pressure greenhouse atmosphere that traps enough heat to support an ammonia-based biochemistry.
Oh, wow.
As a result, the Volus must wear pressure suits and breathers when dealing with other species, as conventional nitrogen-oxygen air mixtures are poisonous to them, and in the low-pressure atmospheres tolerable to most species, their flesh will actually split open.
Oh.
Volus culture is tribal, bartering lands and even people to gain status. This culture of exchange inclines them to economic pursuits. It was the Volus who authored the Unified Banking Act, and they continue to monitor and balance the Citadel economy.
Wow. That is so cool to learn about. Very, very cool. Okay, open door. Okay, that one's not an option. I don't know where I'm going. I just kind of picked a direction and started running. I think I saw some elevators back there, to be honest with you.
Allow me to be your guide.
Oh. Excuse me.
Greetings and welcome to the Presidium. My name is Avina, and I am pleased to be your virtual guide throughout this level of the Citadel space station.
Are you real? Virtual guide? No thanks. Are you real? I'm gonna guess not.
So are you a person or a program?
I am a fully interactive virtual intelligence, programmed to provide spontaneous guidance at predetermined locations of interest throughout this level of the Citadel. I may also be contacted through any of the Presidium VI terminals, should you require assistance.
Sounds interesting.
Give me the tour.
You are standing at Presidium Tourism Terminal 1. On either side of this lobby are the embassies of the various Citadel races, along with CSEC headquarters. On the far end of this level, you can see the Citadel Tower, where the Council meets regularly to discuss matters of interstellar importance.
Okay, CSEC?
I want to know more about Citadel security.
Citadel security serves as law enforcement for all regions of the Citadel, though the majority of officers serve in the wards. Executor Palin, a Turian, is the current head of CSEC, but individuals from virtually every species across Citadel space serve as officers beneath him. If you wish to learn more, Executor Palin's office is located in the CSEC headquarters just across the lobby.
Embassies?
Tell me about the embassies.
Each species in Citadel space important enough to be consulted on matters of galactic politics maintains an embassy on the Presidium. The Volus were the first non-council species to be granted an embassy, roughly 2,384 galactic standard years ago. As Citadel space has expanded, more embassies have been added. The most recently added embassy belongs to your own species, humanity. It was added 19 galactic standard years ago, despite some rather vocal opposition.
Yeah, I mean, I can't blame the guy for being upset. Over 2,000 years, they've been part of the embassy and they haven't gotten there, and we've been here for like 20, and we're like working up the ranks already. Very funny. Why were the Volus first?
How come the Volus were the first species given an embassy?
In the early years following the formation of the Council, the Volus were, apart from the Asari and Solarians, the most populous and widespread species in Citadel space. They established many new colonies and trading outposts, and they petitioned the Council for a greater role in determining interstellar policy. In recognition of their work to expand interstellar trade and establish a standardized galactic economy, the Volus were granted an embassy here on the Citadel.
Just an embassy?
Why weren't they made a council race?
The council races have extensive responsibilities. They must provide personnel and ships for the Citadel fleets. They often provide economic aid in times of disaster. It would be unfair to demand such an enormous burden of a species unable to meet these obligations. The embassies allow lesser species to have a voice on the Citadel.
I see. Huh.
That's pretty damn arrogant.
I apologize if my personality has offended you. Please submit all formal complaints in writing to the Citadel Tourist and Visitor Board.
That's so funny. Why was humanity opposed?
Why were people trying to keep my species out?
Some species felt humanity was given preferential treatment. It often takes a century or more before a new species is granted an embassy.
Wow.
The Council gave a great deal of thought to this matter. In the end, they decided humanity's impact on Citadel space was significant enough to warrant an embassy.
What do you think?
Do you agree with their decision?
I am not programmed to make that kind of qualified judgment. My code is limited to information and simple interaction simulations.
So I wonder what it is that we brought that moved us up so fast. Do you think it had to do with the metagel stuff? Because technically, doesn't that even break the laws they were talking about, being like genetic modifications and stuff? Okay, so I did see SEC embassies, specters.
Do you know anything about specters?
The term Spectre is derived from the branch of Special Tactics and Reconnaissance. Each Spectre agent is handpicked by the Council. Their primary role is preserving galactic stability and resolving volatile situations that cannot be handled through normal political channels. In this role, they are granted extraterritorial rights and jurisdictions. Spectres answer to no law or authority except the Council itself.
Oh, wow. Investigate. All right, Citadel Council.
What can you tell me about the Citadel Council?
Originally, the Council consisted of representatives from the Asari and Solarians, the two dominant species in Citadel space. Roughly 1,304 galactic standard years ago, Turians were invited to join the Council in recognition of the role they played during the Krogan Rebellion. Since then, the three Council races have worked together to ensure the peaceful coexistence of the galactic community, while preserving individual autonomy for each species.
Sounds too perfect. It's interesting.
It can't be as simple as that. There must be problems somewhere in the system.
I am not programmed to make that kind of qualified judgment.
Right.
My code is limited to information and simple interaction simulations.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, and thank you for using Avina. Please enjoy your visit to the Citadel.
That was very insightful. Can I talk to, like, anybody? Dude. You look pretty wild. Embassy receptionist.
Good day, Commander. The human ambassador is up the stairs, first room on the right.
Commander?
You know who I am?
Yes, I receive reports on all newly arrived dignitaries and notable people.
Okay, personal question.
What's your name? What do you do here?
My name is Safiria. I'm the administrative assistant for the embassies.
Busy?
You seem to be distracted.
The embassies are the hub of all Citadel politics. When you represent trillions of citizens, it tends to get a little busy.
I bet. Location.
What is this place?
This is the Presidium. More specifically, you are at the Citadel embassies. If you have more questions, please access Avina.
Okay, we already talked about Avina.
I should be going now.
Have a pleasant day.
Thanks. Hello. Sorry. Got in your way, didn't I? Door control. I'm like totally not going the right way. I know I'm supposed to be going to Citadel, but y'all, I'm distracted. I'm checking this place out. Diplomatic talk. Yo, what's up, everybody?
I can't believe I landed a job here. This place is fantastic.
Oh, that got me a codex entry. So did that. And I can't talk to you. Oh, here's another one of those things. Alright, what are you up to, big guy?
Human, delighted, welcome. It is good to meet you.
I love the way they talk. Probably one of the coolest character, like, race characters I've seen designed in a long time. Just the personality of them is just super, super unique. Okay, we can go in there. Oh, this looks like some kind of a cafe or something like that. People just hanging out. Who are you?
This place seems strange. Wish there were more humans around.
What do you want? Oh, Commander. Is there something I can do for you?
Relax, Private. This isn't an inspection.
Right, sorry. What can I do for you, Commander?
Consort.
What can you tell me about the Asari consort?
Well, she's an Asari who works here as... That is, she helps people with things.
You never went to see her, did you, Fredericks?
No, I never did. I couldn't afford it. It costs half a year's credits just to go in and talk to her.
Dang. Where is she?
Can you at least tell me where I can find her?
Sure. She's across the bridge from the embassies.
Thanks, kid. Have fun. Try not to get into too much trouble.
I will. Have fun, that is.
I will have fun. That's awesome. Wow. Whatever this is, they're expensive.
I don't have time to talk now. I'm very busy.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Didn't want to talk to you anyways.
Hello, Commander. Can I get you something?
Why not? No thanks, Commander. No, why not?
What have you got?
Information, mostly. Would you like to know about some points of interest nearby?
Fill me in.
What's going on around here?
Well, you found the embassies, not much going on here. Across the bridge, you'll find the bank, the Emporium, and Shaira's. If you haven't heard of her, you soon will. If you need supplies, you can try the markets one level below. For entertainment, I'd try Flux or Cora's Den.
Okay. Shaira's.
What is Shaira's?
Shaira's.
The consort, she entertains clients who can afford her services. Most of the diplomats and ambassadors have visited her at one time or another. She's a very powerful woman, but also very respected.
Okay. Entertainment?
Tell me about Flux and Cora's Den.
Well, Flux has gambling and dancing, certainly more lively than this place. Cora's Den, on the other hand, well, let's just say it's livelier and deadlier, all at the same time.
Okay, I guess that's everything.
Goodbye.
So long, Commander. Have a pleasant day.
That's pretty cool. Oh, we got another worker over here. This place is enormous. Okay, well, we talked to everybody here. What's in here?
Commander Shepard.
Here's Pollen.
I didn't expect to see you here. Did Ambassador Udina send you?
No.
I came on my own. I need information.
You humans are always so curious, always sticking your fingers into someone else's pie. Is that the right expression? Never mind, forget I asked. Was there something you needed, Commander?
Investigate attitude towards humans. That'll be a good place to start.
I get the feeling you're not too fond of humans.
No, I just don't trust your kind. Not yet. You humans are eager to take all the power you can get, and you're being given a lot. If the Council wants to make humanity their new favorite pet, that's their business. But I don't have to like it.
We're not favorites.
The Council treats us like second-class citizens. We have to fight for everything we get.
Good. Then fight for it. But don't expect the rest of us to just sit back and let you take it. I'm a busy man, Commander. Are we done here?
No, we're not. I want to know about the Spectres.
What do you know about the Spectres?
They're the right hand of the Council, or so they like to be called. More like the underhanded side of the Council.
You don't like them either?
What do you have against the Spectres?
I can't abide any organization that considers itself above the law.
Makes sense, given his role.
Especially when it's left up to each individual Spectre to decide when and how to bend the rules.
That's a bit naive.
Sometimes you have to bend the law to keep people safe.
I've been with CSEC for 30 years. I've never had to break the law to do my job, not once.
Yeah, right. You expect us to believe none of your officers are corrupt?
There are over 200,000 CSEC agents. Some of them are going to be bad. But we don't turn a blind eye to corruption like the Spectres do. We do our best to find and punish any officer who breaks the law. Spectres. They'll never come under that kind of scrutiny.
Spectres are important.
The galaxy needs people like that. People who do the dirty jobs.
I agree. But they need to be held to a higher standard. They need to be accountable.
I can see that.
Saren's out of control. We both know that. But because he's a Spectre, the Council doesn't want to do anything about it. Is that the kind of person this galaxy needs?
If it gets the job done, no. I'm going to say no on this one.
But not all Spectres are like Saren.
Yeah, there we go.
True. But the potential is always there.
Well, that could be said for his role as well. It's the individual's choice if they're going to actually, stay within the boundaries of what they should or not. But given this guy's role as CSEC too, I could also see why he would really have issues with a Spectre and what they're capable of.
Tell me about CSEC.
CSEC provides necessary police and security services throughout the Citadel. We're a civilian government agency, though many of our members have had military training. Of course, as the CSEC representative to the Council, I spend most of my time liaising between the two.
Investigation.
Tell me about your investigation into Saren.
Sorry, Commander. I don't make a habit of giving out details about ongoing investigations.
Makes sense. Goodbye.
I'll be going now.
Goodbye, Commander.
Anything else in here to toy around with? Yo! Here we go. Why can't I ever get up on the top side of these, I wonder? There we go. Diplomatic advisory warning. The following message was transmitted from an untraceable account to multiple recipients across the intranet. Further monitoring of the situation is warranted. My fellow biotics, you have been selected to receive this transmission because of our shared plight. Few understand us, fewer tolerate us. We must stand together. We must build our own new world. Oh, that's interesting. Come, join us in the Hawking Edda cluster. Only as one body can we right the wrongs done to our kind. Ooh. I think these are like side quests I'm picking up here. Being a journal entry and all. Look at that view. My goodness. That's amazing. Okay, why is our squad lit up? We earn more points. All the XP from just going around talking and interacting with people. How fun. Okay, hey, check this out. So we got the Paragon and the Renegade thing going on here. Do they each have one of those? Oh, no, it's just a me thing. Okay. I'm not going to pump these points in yet. I did find out from you guys. Again, thank you so much for these tips. Apparently, I can, take away and put in all these things as I want to. But once I back out of the screen, they're locked in and I can't change them. So that was good to know. So like right here, if I want to start using a sniper for my character, I'm gonna guess I gotta okay, right here, unlock sniper rifles. So if this is a path I want to be able to upgrade, I'm gonna have to lean into this. So I gotta figure out which way I want to go with my character on that. But that's super cool that we managed to pull that off. Okay, strange transmission. Find the commune. That's super cool. And we definitely have some codex entries. Let's check these out. Citadel. We got the C-Sect. Citadel Security is a volunteer police service answering the Citadel Council. The 200,000 constables of C-Sect are responsible for maintaining public order in the densely populated Citadel. They also provide pirate suppression, customs enforcement, and search and rescue throughout the Citadel cluster. C-Sect has 6 divisions: enforcement, uniformed officers who patrol the Citadel and respond to emergencies; investigation, detectives who puzzle out the truth behind crimes and bring perpetrators to justice; customs, screens the thousands of passengers and cargo containers that pass through the Citadel's ports every day; network, deals with cybercrime, like identify and copyright theft, hacking, enviro attacks, and illegal artificial intelligence. Special response deals with hostage situations, bombs, and heavily armed criminals. In the unlikely event that attacks board the Citadel, they are also the front line of defense, armed with military-grade equipment. Patrol, naval arm with ships stationed throughout the Citadel cluster. Unlike the other divisions, they are rarely seen at the Citadel, nor do they stay in one place for long. Okay. Joining C-Sect is prestigious. Applicants must be sponsored by the Citadel Council or the ambassador of an associate council race. Generally, applicants have many years of distinguished service in the military or police force of their nation, but an inexperienced applicant with demonstrable talent will be fairly considered. C-Sect inspectors are often at odds. Many C-Sect members, notably current executor Venari Palin, believe that allowing inspectors to be above the law is a dangerous practice. Absolutely. The actions of Saren Arterius lend credence to this position. Inspectors, in turn, are aggravated when C-Sect's dedications to procedures and due process hampers their investigation. Yep, those are definitely two forces that I could see that would be butting heads a lot. Presidium Ring. The ring is an enclosed loop of park-like space, serving as the connection points for the wards. The interior walls are lined with the embassies of influential species and private residence for the galaxy's elite. The Presidium is full of open-air restaurants, bars, luxurious meeting areas. Gravity is about a third Earth norm. A holographic sky, oh, that's a false sky up there, is projected over the ceiling of the ring. Unlike the 24/7 bustle of the wards, the Presidium maintains a 20-hour day schedule with a 6-hour night where lights are dimmed and the sky goes through a night cycle. Offices and residents are often open to the interior. It is not unusual for embassies to have an exterior wall at all. This does not cause a crime problem due to the heavy C-Sec presence and ubiquitous monitoring devices of the Presidium. Thieves are quickly identified and apprehended. The ring is the location of the Citadel's spaceports, being closer to the center of spin. There is a less motion for a ship to match, and the reduced spin gravity makes handling cargo easier. Hundreds of ships pass through the Citadel every day, and every species with an embassy is granted a private dock. The tower at the center of the ring holds the administration of the Citadel Council. The tower rises over a kilometer from the ring, appearing to thrust forward, propelled to the ward arm. So is that what this thing right here is that we're seeing? As the tower is at the center of the spin axis, it experiences little centrifugal force. Gravity is maintained using mass effect fields at a 90-degree angle to the ring and the wards. A consular dock can be found at the base of the tower. While normally used for diplomatic couriers and Spectre business, the shuttles docked here can evacuate the council government in an emergency. Makes sense. They got a quick escape. All right, Treaty of Ferrixon. Due to the destructive potential of Drugnauts, the council races agreed at the Ferrixon Naval Conference to fix a ratio of Drugnaut construction between themselves. At the top of the pyramid is the peacekeeping Tarian fleet. Below the Tarian are the other council races, currently the Asari and Solarians. Council associate races are at the bottom. The Human System Alliance is part of the last group. The ratio of Tarian to Council to Associate Drugnaut is 5 to 3 to 1. For every Drugnaut, humans are permitted to build. The Asarians have 3 and the Tarians 5. Interesting. Drugnaut. I don't understand exactly what they're saying the Drugnaut is. Okay, maybe it'll make more sense as I continue to move forward. Technologies.
A virtual intelligence is an advanced form of user interface software. VIs use a variety of methods to simulate natural conversation, including an audio interface and an avatar personality to interact with. Although a VI can provide a convincing emulation of sentience, they are not self-aware, nor can they learn or take independent action. VIs are used as operating systems on commercial and home computers. Minimal VI agents are also available. Agents are compact and specialized. Some serve as personal secretaries, filtering calls and scheduling meetings based on user-defined priorities. Others are advanced search engines, propagating themselves across the extranet to collate user-requested data. Commercial VIs in a variety of stock personalities are available at any software retailer. Boutique firms and hobbyists also build unique VIs to personal specification. Although software emulation of living personalities is illegal, reconstructions of famous historical figures are common.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
The Asari were the first species to discover the Citadel. When the Solarians arrived, it was the Asari who proposed the establishment of the Citadel Council to maintain peace throughout the galaxy. Since then, the Asari have served as the mediators and centrists of the Council. An all-female race, the Asari reproduce through a form of parthenogenesis. They can attune their nervous system to that of another individual of any gender and of any species to reproduce. This capability has led to the unseemly and inaccurate rumors about Asari promiscuity. Asari can live for over 1,000 years, passing through 3 stages of life. In the maiden stage, they wander restlessly, seeking new knowledge and experience. When the matron stage begins, they meld with interesting partners to produce their offspring. This ends when they reach the matriarch stage, where they assume the roles of leaders and counselors.
That's wild. That is so cool. All the thought that's been put into these different races.
Roughly 1,200 years ago, the Turians were invited to join the Citadel Council to fulfill the role of galactic peacekeepers. The Turians have the largest fleet in Citadel space, and they make up the single largest portion of the Council's military forces. As their territory and influence has spread, the Turians have come to rely on the Solarians for military intelligence and the Asari for diplomacy. Despite a somewhat colonial attitude towards the rest of the galaxy, the ruling hierarchy understands they would lose more than they would gain if the other two races were ever removed. Turians come from an autocratic society that values discipline and possesses a strong sense of personal and collective honor. There is lingering animosity between Turians and humans over the First Contact War of 2157.
That makes sense.
Which is known as the Relay 314 incident to the Turians.
Oh, okay.
However, the two species are allies, and they enjoy civil, if cool, diplomatic relations.
I don't know if I'd already listened to that one or not, but some of that was like not clicking, so I don't know if it just, I didn't remember everything that was said, but either way, I apologize if that's a replay. So they're the ones that call it the Relay 314. Okay. Okay. Directions? Oh, I see the arrow down there. Okay, okay. Wow, we've been running around here for a while now. This whole video might be just me exploring this place, let alone actually making it to the council. Let's see, will this lead me down? That's what I need, right? Lower level. Okay, we already talked to you. Was there another door over here? And that's where we came down from. Okay, so I think we've accomplished everything we need to here. This place is enormous. Use Citadel Rapid Transit to travel quickly between major locations. As you explore the Citadel, more locations will open. Wow. Look at that. They've actually got signs up here for things. For getting around. Look at this place. It feels so real. Not from like a realistic graphic, mind you, but it just feels like it's a literal place people are living in. People standing around chatting. You got signs on the wall directing you. You got life just moving around. Super cool. I don't know when this game came out, but my goodness, that is impressive. Oh, there's so many places I can go. I don't know where to start. Okay, it looks like this is kind of like a separate loop. So let's go down there just to see if there's anything of interest. Okay, so we got like leaves falling off some of the trees. That's amazing. It doesn't look like we're getting to do any kind of like looting or anything. How old are you? 745? Lived to 1,000 years old. My goodness. Hello. That's an elevator. Okay, cool. Very cool. Very, very, very cool. Now the bridge that goes across. Okay, I can't. It must be this is the bridge I got to go across to get to Shaira or whatever her name was. That must be the bridge that leads across there. Is it a dead end or is it going to go a ways? It looks like we can loop all the way across. Okay, so I want to keep going this way for the moment. Wow, this place is big. And I want to see it all. I apologize, everybody. I hope you're okay with the fact that I am going very slow through this game and really trying to take it all in. It's one of those games that I hear I need to savor it because once it's over, I'll wish it wasn't. So hope you guys are in for a nice long playthrough here as I take my time and enjoy this place. Okay, here. That's another rapid transport to the wards. Ooh, what's this thing? Okay. I got down here. Well, so much for being down a trapped little area. I don't know. Can I get in here? You must talk to the council to gain access to the wards. Okay. Sorry, guys. I don't know where I'm going. I'm like, where is he? I still think my character, when he's not holding a gun, runs really funny. Check that out. That's like one of those giant launcher things. I'm really beginning to think these...
Bug thing over there. What's it doing?
Like it's working on something.
Please do not disturb the keepers.
The keepers. Okay, so it is one of those. I wondered.
Well, they've built themselves quite the lake. Wonder if anyone ever drowned in it.
Oh! Kind of a depressing thought. To the Citadel Tower. I think that's where I'm supposed to be going, right? So we ain't going there yet. Can I talk to you?
Welcome to Presidium Tourism Terminal 2. You are standing near the base of the Citadel Tower, one of the Presidium's most recognizable and important structures. Behind me is the spectacular Relay Monument, a scale model representation of a Prothean mass relay. To your left is one of the Keepers, the enigmatic caretakers of the Citadel, working on a control panel. You may see Keepers involved in various tasks throughout all levels of the Citadel. We ask that you do not interfere with them in any way. The Keepers are essential to the smooth operation of the Citadel. Obstructing their daily work will result in harsh penalties, including incarceration and rehabilitation.
Oh. Relay Monument.
Tell me about the Relay Monument.
Discovered by the Asari who first arrived at the Citadel, the Relay Monument is one of the station's most interesting and controversial features. What is the meaning behind this striking piece of art? Is it a tribute to Prothean vanity? A reminder of their conquest of the galaxy through mass relay technology? Or perhaps it is a symbol of unity, a Prothean acknowledgement that the relays would eventually lead other species here to the Citadel. No one can say for sure, making the Relay Monument a favorite topic of discussion among academics and scholars.
I can see that. Citadel Tower.
Tell me about the Citadel Tower.
Housing both the council chambers and Citadel control, the tower is one of the most important buildings on the station. Access to these areas is restricted to those with the appropriate clearance.
Goes way up there. Council chambers.
I'd like to hear more about the council chambers.
The business of the council, which often has far-reaching effects on the galactic community, is conducted in a room at the apex of the Citadel Tower. The council chambers themselves are truly a magnificent sight to behold, though few get to experience the view in person. Typically, only the councilors, ambassadors, and high-ranking officials, along with various support staff, are allowed access.
Interesting. It's not open to the public?
What if someone has business with the council?
The average citizen must go through the proper channels if they wish an audience with the council.
Yep.
This is usually arranged through their respective ambassadors. Even then, few are given access to the actual council chambers. In most cases, the ambassador acts on behalf of the citizen.
Citadel Control?
What happens in Citadel Control?
Citadel Control handles all incoming and outbound transit. Every ship within 2,000 kilometers of the Citadel is under the jurisdiction of Citadel Control. At peak capacity, they are responsible for monitoring upwards of 1,000 vessels.
That is a lot. Council chambers.
I'd like to hear more about the council chambers.
The business of the council, which often has far-reaching effects on the galactic community, is conducted in a room at the apex of the Citadel Tower. The council chambers themselves are truly a magnificent sight to behold, though few get to experience the view in person. Typically, only the councilors, ambassadors, and high-ranking officials, along with various support staff, are allowed access.
I've been asked to go there.
I'm scheduled to have an audience with the council.
Only a handful of visitors to the Citadel are ever granted that privilege. I would be jealous, but that is outside the scope of my programming.
I think that's everything there. Oh, the Keepers.
I'd like to know more about the Keepers.
Little is known about these peaceful servants of the Citadel, though they are essential to the operation and maintenance of the entire station. Citadel regulations protect the Keepers against interference during the performance of their tasks. Failure to comply will result in harsh penalties. Keepers can be seen in all sections of the Citadel, but are typically found in and around the tower.
So these things have been here working on this thing for, I believe, thousands of years, and we know little about them? I'd be a little nervous about that. Why here?
Any particular reason there are so many keepers in this area?
The Keepers do not communicate with other species. It is assumed, however, that the tower houses the Citadel's primary control systems. Many of the station's systems, such as navigation and life support, function automatically. It is believed the Keepers operate those systems from inside the tower's inaccessible core. The Keepers also make frequent appearances in the council chamber itself, though they appear to be just passing through on their way to some other destination.
I would be very nervous about these very essential and important aspects of this place just being run by a species that you know little about. Maybe that's just me. Oh, man.
That's all for now.
Thank you for using Avina. Have a pleasant day.
You're welcome. Wow. No wonder they don't want anybody to touch those keepers, because they're like, let's not mess anything up. Wow, look at that. That's so amazing. I noticed, like, in the background, too, while we were talking to her, like, there was another NPC that came up to this character, and they just started talking for a little while, and then they walked off, and he just started leaning against her again. I'm like, it just feels so real. It's absolutely amazing. Yeah, I don't know if we'll make it to the council in this episode or not. Only thing we were supposed to accomplish, but I keep getting distracted. Rapid transit, I don't need that right now. I don't even know where I'd be rapidly transporting to. Oh, this looks important.
What's this? One of the Earth Clan. Ah, a very famous one, yes? You are the one called Shepard. The tale of how you survived the great tragedy on Akuz is truly remarkable. I am amazed each time I hear it.
Have we met?
You've got me at a disadvantage here.
Forgive me, Earth Clan. My name is Barla Vaughn. My job makes it necessary for me to keep informed. I am a financial advisor to many important clients here on the Citadel. When someone as important as yourself arrives on the station, I take notice.
We, like, just got here. The Citadel.
What's it like living here on the Citadel?
The station is without a doubt the greatest wonder in the galaxy. It is a technological marvel, but its true splendor goes much deeper than the hull and engines. From the Presidium to the wards, the entire station is a testament to the success of the Council. All the species of Citadel spaced together in a single strong community.
This one speaks a lot more highly of the whole situation than the other guy we were talking to, that's for sure. Tell me about the wards.
What are the wards like?
The cultural heart of the galaxy. They pulse with the lifeblood of millions of citizens from dozens of different species. You never know what you'll find down in the wards, Commander. It's always full of surprises. Fortunately, most of them are pleasant.
And the Presidium?
What makes the Presidium so special?
It is the political center of Citadel space. 80% of all intelligent species in the known galaxy acknowledge the Council's authority on interstellar matters. But only the most powerful and influential species have embassies here on the Presidium. This level of the station is reserved for the elite, Shepard. People like us.
Oh. Yeah, he speaks a lot nicer about the human race. Okay, personal questions.
Tell me more about your job.
Galactic finance is incredibly complex. A mix of laws and regulations from dozens of interstellar economies. I'm an expert in how all these economies interact. For a fee, I share my expertise. I also offer premium services for those clients who need someone to conduct business without drawing unwanted attention. Discreet and efficient. That's my motto.
Is it legal?
Sounds pretty shady.
Right?
Everything I do falls completely within the bounds of interstellar commerce law. Even so, many of my clients would prefer their transactions remain undisclosed. For example, suppose a Hanar ambassador was petitioning the Council to reduce tariffs on Hanar goods. How would it look if he had money invested in a Hanar exporting company? Even if his true motives were to help his people, he would be accused of advancing the petition for his own personal gain. I can keep his personal finances private.
I don't buy it.
Still sounds shady to me.
Then we can only hope he will never be cursed with a large enough fortune to require my services.
Fair enough.
I should go.
That's funny.
Goodbye, Commander.
Yeah, he sounds... It sounds questionable. I agree. Okay, we've had some new codex entries pop up here. What do we got here? The wards. The majority of Citadel's population live in the wards, the 5 massive arms of the station that house the residential and commercial districts. Many galactic races have established culture enclaves here. Population density and cost of living are extremely high, akin to Earth cities such as Hong Kong and Singapore. The wards are open-topped, with skyscrapers rising from the structure. Towers are sealed against vacuum, as the breathable atmosphere envelope is only maintained to a height of about 7 meters. The atmosphere is contained by the centrifugal force of rotation and a membrane of dense, colorless sulfur hexafluoride gas, held in place by carefully managed Mass Effect fields. The view from the wards is spectacular. In the background, stars, Serpent Nebula, and the nearby blue giant called the Widow. Do we want that right by us? Move across the sky as the station rotates to establish itself. In the foreground, the lights of buildings and vehicles on the opposing ward arms perpetually shine. The Citadel has no real day or night, while the station keeps the standard galactic time for political functions. Businesses rarely close, and residents acclimate to sleep and work according to personal need rather than a day-night cycle. Additions and modifications are constantly being constructed, though they must stay within certain specifications that will not compromise the operation of the station. Well, that makes a lot of sense. Occasionally, the keepers will descend on the area of the wards and move or change the architecture without explanation. Residents have learned to live with these inexplicable intrusions. Okay, I think I saw... Got one right here. Credits. Yeah, we haven't really heard anything about money. I mean, we've been hearing about money, but I haven't heard anything about what the currency is here. The standard credit was established by the Citadel's Unified Banking Act as the currency of interstellar trade. Credit has a managed floating exchange rate calculated in real time by the central bank to maintain the average value of all participating currencies. Some regional currencies are worth more than a credit and some less. Hard currency can be stolen or counterfeited, so electronic fund transfers are the norm. More importantly, physical transactions cannot be easily tracked, making them ideal for tax evasion or the purchase of illegal goods. When the Alliance joined the Citadel, its various national treasuries were linked into the credit network. A human with a bank account of Mexican pesos, Japanese yens, and Indian rupees can purchase any item priced in credits at fair market value. All economies that participate in the credit network are required to price items in both local currency and credits. Okay.
The Elcor.
Keepers.
When the Asari discovered the Citadel, they also discovered the Keepers, a docile, multi-limbed insect race that seemingly exists only to maintain and repair the great Prothean station. Early attempts to communicate with or study the Keepers were failures, and it is now illegal to interfere with or impede Keeper activity. Because they are completely non-threatening, Keepers have become virtually invisible to everyone else. Similarly, they seem indifferent to other species, except for their tendency to help new arrivals integrate themselves into the Citadel. No matter how many Keepers die due to old age, violence, or accident, they maintain a constant number. No one has discovered the source of new Keepers, but some hypothesize they are genetic constructs. Biological androids created somewhere deep in the inaccessible core of the Citadel itself.
These guys worry me. I feel like if someone learned how to do something to them, whether for good or for bad, this place could fall apart quick.
Biotics is the... Mass relays are feats of Prothean engineering advanced far beyond the technology of any living species. They are enormous structures scattered throughout the stars and can create corridors of virtually mass-free space. allowing instantaneous transit between locations separated by years or even centuries of travel using conventional FTL drives. Primary mass relays can propel ships thousands of light years, often from one spiral arm of the galaxy to another. However, they have fixed one-to-one connections. A primary relay connects to one other primary relay and nowhere else. Secondary relays can only propel ships across a few hundred light years. However, they are omnidirectional. A secondary relay can send a ship to any other relay within its limited range. There are many dormant primary relays whose corresponding twins have not yet been located. These are left inactive until their partner is charted, as established civilizations are unwilling to blindly open a passage that might connect them to a hostile species.
That makes sense. Don't know where you're going to blast to on that one, do you? Okay. Well, we are getting close to the limit of what I want to put on an episode. We'll see what else we can find here in the time. What is this thing? A shopkeeper? It's alive?
Ah, human. This one is greatly pleased to see you here in my decadent emporium.
Personal question.
Who are you?
This one's face name is Delaninder, though many in this place simply refer to it as Delan. Please take time to examine the fine goods it has for purchase, all of great worth.
Okay, I'd like to buy something.
Show me your items.
Oh, this one is pleased to do so, human. You will not be disappointed.
View upgrades. Okay, so here's my currency. Cryo-explosive, chemical rounds, shield battery. My goodness, I'm so far disconnected from any of this stuff at the moment. It's almost overwhelming to, like, I feel like, I'm 3-4 hours into this game now, and it's like 80% I feel like has just been learning about the races, about this world, about the history, about our character, about the council, this structure, this old race. The thought of diving into ammo types, armor types, weapon types, upgrades, and all this kind of stuff, I'm like, I don't want to right now. I can shoot stuff. I'm fine. That's my mindset at the moment. There's just so much to take in. My goodness. Okay. Oh, I can sell stuff. Oh, here's all the things I've collected. Do I got any duplicates? Man, if I got stuff that's like duplicates, maybe I could. But then some of this I might need to break down into the Omnigel. Can't I do that? Okay, I got 2 of these. Let's see what it's like to sell something. I don't see a price. Oh, right here. 30. Sell. Accept. I think that sold it. I got 2 of these Reapers. That's only worth 24. Sell and accept. Okay. I think I've got the selling thing down. At least somewhat. I'm scared of selling this stuff at the moment, though, because I don't know. I might have something really nice in here, and I don't want to mess anything up. At some point, if anybody's got some good practices, suggestions and tips, don't tell me like, oh, this is the best gun in the game kind of a thing. No spoilers like that. But some good things to maybe look for when it comes to armor, ammo, anything like that. Feel free to let me know in the comments some general good practices. When should I break something down to an Omnigel? When should I just straight up sell it? How important is currency versus just gathering loot out in the open? I know some games, it's almost better not to buy from the shops because typically if you do a lot of exploring, you'll find free versions of them out and about. I don't know if that's something that I should consider here. So any suggestions, helpful tips, stuff like that, I'm all open for it. Just keep it as spoiler-free as you can. I'm just looking more like for some best practice kind of things. That would be super helpful. And I'll dive into this stuff probably more in episode 3 or 4. Whenever my brain starts to process, because I've just been shooting things for a while.
Commander, it is good to see you again. Would you care to see some of its fantastic items today?
Actually, I want to do this investigate thing. Goods.
What exactly do you sell?
Only the finest and most luxurious items that credits can buy. This one is able to procure almost any item the human would desire, for a price, naturally.
Okay, your speech.
Why do you refer to yourself as this one and it?
For the same reason that humans are so inquisitive. It is part of our culture. Specifically, Hanar only refer to themselves in the first person with family or intimates.
Huh.
And we rarely do so with other species. It is just our way.
That's so cool. Personal question.
Who are you?
This one's face name is Delaninder, though many in this place simply refer to it as Delan. Please take time to examine the fine goods it has for purchase, all of great worth.
No thanks.
I think I'll be going.
Return soon. This one receives new shipments regularly.
Trust me, it's me, not you. Okay, where are we on this map? Okay, so the bank is who we were talking to over there. I wondered, after we learned that he was like into the currency and everything, I wondered if he was what was over there. Okay, here's the consort chamber. It doesn't look like there's anything right behind. Oh, this just leads upstairs. That's going to take me up to the second level here. Okay, well, let's not go up there just yet. Let's see if we can at least finish exploring this place before we end the episode. That would feel like a huge accomplishment. But my goodness, there is so much to see. You got anything different to say?
Welcome to Presidium Tourism Terminal 3. Here in the financial district, a number of businesses offer various goods and services to their exclusive clientele. The statue you see before you was commissioned to honor the Krogan soldiers who gave their lives to protect Citadel space during the Rachni Wars. In the aftermath of the Krogan rebellions, several embassies petitioned to have the statue removed. However, this motion was eventually quashed by the Council.
That's wild. The rebellion, huh? Krogan rebellions.
Tell me more about the Krogan rebellions.
In recognition of their efforts during the Rachni Wars, the Krogan were granted several new colony worlds by the Council. Over the next 400 years, the Krogan species began to expand. Blessed with an extremely high birth rate, their numbers began to swell.
Blessed.
Faced with a critical overpopulation crisis, the Krogan started a violent colonization of nearby worlds inhabited by other Council species.
Oh.
The Krogan rebellions had begun. For a full century, the Council and its member species fought to bring the Krogan under control. With the aid of the newly discovered Turian Empire, they were ultimately successful.
Wow, sounds like a vicious cycle.
You needed the Krogan to stop the Rachni. Then you needed the Turians to stop the Krogan. So who's going to stop the Turians?
I am sorry, but that question is beyond my programming parameters.
Yeah, we weren't going to get no answer out of that.
Members of the Citadel Council. They are not a threat to galactic peace.
Or so they say. Memorial statue.
Why did the Council fight so hard to keep the statue?
The Krogan were instrumental in saving the galaxy from the Rachni threat. The Council believed this historical fact should not be forgotten.
I agree.
The Council also hoped that preserving the memorial would improve diplomatic relations with the Krogan.
That makes sense too.
And bring about a peaceful resolution to the rebellions. Unfortunately, the Krogan refused to negotiate, and only surrendered after their population and homeworlds had been ravaged by the Turians.
Oh, man. Serves them right? Oh, no, I'm not going to say that one. Okay. Arachni Wars.
What were the Rachni Wars?
Rachni.
Nearly 2,200 years ago, explorers seeking to expand Citadel space opened up mass relays leading to systems controlled by the Rachni. A highly intelligent and aggressive insect race, the Rachni unleashed a war of conquest against the rest of the galaxy that lasted for nearly 3 centuries. The emergence of the Krogan finally turned the tide in favor of the Citadel species. Krogan forces provided the numbers necessary to halt the Rachni advance and drive them back. The Krogan then pursued their retreating fleets. Able to survive the harsh environments of the Rachni homeworlds, the Krogan hunted their enemy to extinction.
So that's why they're nervous about opening up new, what do they call them? mass relays or whatever they are, the things that shoot you around the place, because that's what happened when they did it one time. They opened one up, got shot to a place, and a species came through that was very hostile, and they're like, we can't make that mistake again. That makes sense. That's a little extreme.
Was it really necessary to wipe them out?
I am sorry, but a value judgment of that nature goes beyond my programming.
That's all for now.
Makes sense.
Thank you for using Avina. Have a pleasant day.
Wow. Okay, well, as much as I wanted to keep on going and see if I could explore the rest of this, I don't want to rush. And we still got that area over there. We got the consort, which I'm assuming is going to have some dialogue. We got some new codex entries. There's still so much. And I don't want to rush. I want to take my time and enjoy this. So I'm going to end this episode here. Thankfully, I get to record another episode tonight. So I'm going to just get right back in here and continue to explore. It's so crazy. One thing I'm absolutely loving about this game already is how, I don't know if the word authentic is the right word, but it just feels so real. The races, the history, when you hear about one thing, you're like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. And then you go a little bit further to another terminal and you learn about a piece of history that is like the reason why that decision was made. It's like, oh, that totally makes sense even more now. Why they're super nervous about this, why they're worried about that, why this race kind of has a thing against that race, the conflicts that happen there. It's just so cool. It's like learning about the history is almost as fun as just playing the game itself, you know? And this is just the first game. I'm assuming they continue to build on this as you get into the further Mass Effects. But that's going to be it for this one. Until next time, continue to be safe out there, and I will see you on the next one.